Hello Aries, Sun, Moon Rising, and Venus. I'm really glad you're here with me right now. Today, I want to take a deeper look into the energy between you and someone who's been sitting heavily on your mind lately. And as always, take what truly resonates with your heart and gently let the rest drift away. Aries, the message coming through here feels intense. There's someone who's been trying to keep their distance from you for a while now, trying to act like they're fine, trying to stay in control of their emotions. But the more they try to pull away, the more they seem to be pulled right back toward Aries, because the distance between you two never actually made these feelings disappear. If anything has changed, it's that everything has been growing quietly beneath the surface. And the strongest thing I'm picking up here is this person doesn't want to stay still anymore. Because every card showing up in this reading carries the energy of movement, of someone who's finally getting tired of running from what they feel. And the first card showing up here is the Five of Cups. This card carries so many unspoken emotions. It feels like someone replaying everything that happened between the two of you over and over in their mind, and slowly realizing that losing Aries from their life hurts far more than they ever expected it would, because the cards showing up after that no longer carry the energy of avoidance. They speak of someone who's getting ready to truly move toward Aries. And the moment the Judgment card appeared, the entire energy of this reading shifted. This card always feels like a wake-up call. Like someone sitting alone for a long time, with a mind full of noise, until they finally reach the point where they can't keep lying to themselves anymore. And honestly, I think this person reached that moment. They've started looking back at everything between the two of you differently now. The old conversations, the silence, the moments they tried to keep their distance just to protect themselves. And what confuses them the most is this. The harder they try to walk away from Aries, the stronger their feelings seem to become. It feels like this person woke up one day with a thought they could no longer push aside, that this connection never really disappeared. It was just buried under too much pride, too much control, and too much fear of being emotionally honest. Then the King of Wands shows up. And Aries, the energy of this card is intense. This is no longer the kind of feeling someone can keep locked inside their head. The King of Wands carries initiative, passion, that overwhelming urge to do something before it feels too late. This person doesn't want to just watch Aries from a distance anymore. They want to show up more, close the space between you, figure out whether Aries still has room for them in their heart. And the interesting part is, the more they try to stay calm, the more Aries takes over their thoughts. It feels like driving alone while your mind is somewhere else completely. The second their phone lights up, they immediately wonder if it's you. There are moments they type something out, only to erase it before sending. But these feelings have already gone too far to return to the way things used to be. And then, the Chariot card appears. The moment this card flipped over, I could feel movement instantly, fast, strong, no longer standing still. Chariot does not carry the energy of someone who's still undecided. It feels like someone finally choosing to run toward what they truly want. And I think that's exactly where this person is right now. They don't want to keep stretching out the silence between you anymore. They don't want to keep pretending this connection doesn't affect them. Something keeps pushing them closer toward Aries with every passing day. And what Aries may not fully realize yet is this person seems to be changing major decisions in their life now, simply because they don't want to lose this connection one more time. And the strange thing is, Aries feels that shift too. There are moments when you're completely normal, still busy with work, still moving through your usual routines, still talking like everything is perfectly fine. But the second this person appears, something inside Aries changes immediately. Your heart beats a little faster. Your mind starts racing more than usual. And no matter how hard you try to stay calm, you can feel the energy between you changing in a very real way. Then the High Priestess card appears. And honestly, I've always felt this card is incredibly powerful in readings like this, because the High Priestess doesn't need words to understand what's happening. This card feels like intuition, like knowing someone is thinking about you, even when your phone stays completely silent. And Aries has been feeling that for a while now. You notice the way this person looks at you differently. You notice how their gaze lingers longer than before. You notice the silence between you no longer feels cold the way it used to. It's just that Aries still hasn't fully allowed themselves to believe it yet, because the more genuine your feelings become, the more careful Aries tends to get. And right when Aries thinks they've been handling their emotions pretty well, the Seven of Cups appears, and immediately, the energy becomes far more chaotic. This card feels exactly like a mind that refuses to slow down every time this person shows up. Part of Aries wants to rush toward this connection. to stop overthinking and just let emotion take the lead. But another part immediately pulls you back again. What if I'm reading this wrong? What if this person isn't truly serious? What if I open my heart first and end up being the one left gathering all the broken pieces afterward? The Seven of Cups makes every thought inside Aries collide at once. There are moments when everything outside is completely quiet. But inside your mind, it feels like hundreds of conversations are still happening all at once. And then, the Queen of Swords appears. And this card changes the entire energy of the reading. Because no matter how strong the emotions become, Aries still refuses to lose their clarity. The Queen of Swords makes you pay attention to everything carefully. Every short text message. Every time this person appears, then disappears again. Every small shift in the way they treat you. You want these feelings to be real. But at the same time, you don't want to hand your heart to something that still feels uncertain. And the thing that stands out to me the most is this. The harder Aries tries to stay strong and unaffected on the outside, the deeper this connection seems to pull you in anyway. And the thing I don't think Aries fully realizes yet is this. The other person is feeling the exact same thing. There was a moment when they stopped running from it. Not because they suddenly became stronger overnight, but because their feelings for Aries grew too intense to keep controlling the way they used to. And the moment the Ace of Cups appeared, I could almost feel that emotion overflowing through the entire reading. This is not the energy of a small crush. It feels like emotions arriving too fast, too deep, and becoming impossible for one person to fully contain. I think this person spent a long time trying to rationalize everything, telling themselves it was temporary, just attraction, just a connection that would eventually fade away. But the Ace of Cups no longer lets them believe that, because the harder they try to create distance, the more Aries stays on their mind. There are moments when they're busy doing something completely ordinary, and then suddenly, a song, a familiar place, or even a few quiet seconds immediately brings Aries back into their thoughts again. And what unsettles them the most is these feelings are not getting smaller with time. They're growing. Then the Six of Swords appears. And the second this card flipped over, I could feel a very deep internal shift happening inside this person. The Six of Swords always carries the energy of someone trying to move away from an older version of themselves. This person once believed they could control everything, control their emotions, control distance, control who they allowed into their life. But Aries changed the direction of all of that. And the hardest part for them isn't loving Aries. It's accepting that they need this connection far more than they ever expected to. There are nights when they lie there for a long time, their phone right beside them, reading old conversations again, then locking the screen like they never opened it in the first place. The Six of Swords shows someone trying to leave behind the version of themselves that always runs from vulnerability. But that process hasn't been easy, because the closer they move toward Aries, the more they're forced to face the softest parts themselves. And then the Page of Cups appears, and immediately the entire energy softens. This card feels like a very sincere part of this person they've hidden for a long time. The part that no longer wants to play the distance game anymore, no longer wants to pretend they're unaffected, no longer wants to keep standing there silently watching Aries from afar. The Page of Cups always feels like emotions that haven't fully been spoken out loud yet. Text messages written, then deleted. Imaginary conversations replayed inside their head. Moments where they almost open their heart, then pull themselves back again. But the thing standing out to me the most is this person seems to be getting very close to the point where they can no longer keep hiding what they truly feel for Aries. And the strange thing is, this no longer feels like a passing attraction anymore. You can start seeing it in the way this person is slowly changing their life. There are nights when they still try to act normal, still talk like nothing's happening, still hold on to the same routines they've always had. But underneath all of that, their entire world has already started shifting toward Aries. And the moment the Knight of Pentacles appeared, this energy suddenly felt very real to me. Because the Knight of Pentacles is not the kind of feeling that burns fast and disappears. This card carries the energy of serious action. Slow, but steady, quiet, but sincere. This person is starting to rearrange their priorities. Aries may not fully see all of it yet, but they're quietly giving more of their time and energy to this connection now, adjusting schedules, thinking more carefully before making decisions, trying to figure out how to move closer to Aries without ruining what's already growing between you. The Knight of Pentacles shows that they no longer see Aries as something temporary. They're starting to see Aries as someone who could remain in their life for a very long time. And then, the Two of Wands appears. The second this card flipped over, I had this feeling that this person has finally chosen the direction they want to move toward. The Two of Wands always feels like someone standing at a crossroads, even though deep down, they already know what their heart wants. This person has been thinking a lot, thinking about continuing to keep their distance, continuing to pretend this connection hasn't become deeper than they planned. But the harder they try to return to their old life, the more they feel Aries missing from everything. It's almost like they've started looking at future plans differently now, and unconsciously wondering whether Aries is part of them. And the thing standing out to me the most is this: they no longer see Aries as just an option. They're beginning to see Aries as the direction their heart actually wants to move toward. Then the Eight of Wands appears, and immediately, the entire energy speeds up fast. This card feels like everything's suddenly moving all at once after being held back for a very long time. Messages, unexpected encounters. This person's showing up more often than before. Something is pulling the distance between the two of you closed very quickly now. And honestly, I think Aries has started feeling that too, because the Eight of Wands no longer carries the energy of waiting. It feels like someone finally stopping the endless overthinking and beginning to act on what they truly feel. This connection is no longer staying trapped inside their head. It's starting to move into their real life now. In small choices, in the moments when Aries becomes the first person they want to reach for when something happens. In those quiet seconds where they pick up their phone and suddenly wonder if Aries might be thinking about them too. And the feeling I keep getting here is this person seems to have gone too deep emotionally to ever fully return to the version of themselves that existed before Aries entered their life. And the thing I don't think they've fully admitted out loud yet is this was never just a passing feeling for them. There was a moment when they started imagining Aries inside the ordinary parts of their life, not the huge, dramatic moments, the small ones, a late-night conversation at the end of the day, a short drive somewhere, the first name they instinctively want to reach for when something happens. And the moment the Lovers card appeared, the entire energy of this reading became much deeper, because the Lovers is not just about attraction. This card feels like someone beginning to picture their future and realizing another person is standing inside it. This person is no longer just curious about Aries. They want to understand you more deeply, get closer, know what it would actually feel like to have Aries beside them every day. And honestly, that's the part that scares them the most, because these emotions are becoming far more real than they were emotionally prepared for. There are moments when they try to return to life the way it used to be, but the second Aries crosses their mind, everything inside them softens immediately. Then the Nine of Cups appears, and I've always felt this card is beautiful in love readings like this, because the Nine of Cups feels like a wish someone has quietly carried inside themselves for a very long time, without ever fully saying it out loud, and Aries seems to be that wish for them. This person may never say it directly. They may still try to appear calm, strong, emotionally in control. But in very private moments, they think about Aries far more than anyone realizes. There are nights when they lie awake for a long time, just replaying old conversations in their head, remembering the way Aries laughed, remembering the energy Aries carries when walking into a room. And the clearest thing I keep feeling is this: they're no longer searching for something else anymore. They're beginning to realize that no matter who else they meet, nothing feels the same as it does with Aries. The Nine of Cups shows that Aries has quietly become the place their heart naturally returns to. And then, the Four of Wands appears. And the moment this card turned over, the energy changed completely. Warmer, steadier, almost like the feeling of home. The Four of Wands does not carry the energy of a temporary connection. This card feels like someone beginning to think long-term, about building something real, about being beside someone they no longer have to pretend around. And honestly, I think that's the part they still don't fully know how to say to Aries yet. That in their mind, Aries is no longer just a short chapter in their life. You're slowly becoming part of the future they once believed they would have to walk through alone. And the thing standing out to me the most is this person no longer seems afraid of loving Aries. What scares them more now is the thought of continuing life without Aries in it. And the strange thing is, after that moment, the entire energy of this reading begins to feel lighter somehow. Almost like after fighting their feelings for so long, this person is finally getting tired of resisting what's real. There's a very strong sense that the distance between you two can no longer stay the way it used to. And the moment the Sun card appears, everything changes. This card feels like light breaking through after a long period of confusion. The misunderstandings, the silence, the emotions that were hidden away. All of it starts slowly coming into the open. The Sun always carries the energy of clarity, not in an overly dramatic way, More like that quiet moment when you finally begin seeing something exactly for what it truly is. And I think this person is slowly starting to stop hiding their real feelings from Aries. At first, the changes may seem small. They show up more often. They become more intentional. They start caring for Aries in ways that feel clearer than before. But those small shifts are exactly what's changing the energy between you so deeply. Because the sun does not like half-hearted connections. This card brings things into the light. And what feels very clear to me is this person wants Aries to finally see the most genuine version of them. Not just mixed signals anymore. Not just quiet longing hidden beneath the surface. Then the Ten of Pentacles appears. And the moment this card turned over, the energy suddenly became incredibly steady. Not as chaotic as before. No more constant push and pull. The Ten of Pentacles feels like a connection beginning to think much further ahead. Not just about feelings right now, but about how long two people could actually walk through life together. And honestly, I think that's exactly what's changing this person so deeply. They no longer see Aries as something temporary. They're beginning to think long-term. About what it would feel like to have Aries woven into everyday life. About building something safe enough that neither of you feels the need to keep emotional distance anymore. There are moments when this person imagines very simple things. An ordinary week together, a conversation where nobody has to hold back. That peaceful feeling of knowing the person they want is still there. And the thing standing out to me the most is this. The Ten of Pentacles often appears when someone begins wanting to keep another person in their life for a very long time. Not just for a few days. Not just for one temporary chapter. But the kind of connection that slowly changes the way they see their future altogether. And Aries, I think you've started feeling that too. Because the distance between you now seems to be getting smaller little by little. And honestly, it feels like a very important conversation between the two of you is getting closer than ever before. And right when Aries feels the need to hold everything together as tightly as possible, the Temperance card appears. And immediately, the entire energy slows down. No more urgency. No more feeling like every answer has to come right now. Temperance feels like taking one deep breath after your heart has been running too fast for too long. This card isn't telling Aries to stop feeling. It's simply reminding you that not everything needs to be forced before it's truly ready. Because I think Aries is used to moving quickly once emotions become intense. Wanting clarity, wanting answers, wanting to know exactly what the other person is thinking. But Temperance carries a completely different kind of energy. It feels like sitting still for one quiet moment and realizing that things are already slowly moving into place on their own, without needing to push so hard. Because sometimes, the tighter we try to control something, the easier it slips away from us. And honestly, I think that's the message this reading wants Aries to understand right now. This person has changed deeply because of this connection. And every card that's appeared throughout this reading has shown that very clearly. The Judgment card carried a powerful emotional awakening. The King of Wands showed someone who no longer wants to stand still, and the Chariot pushed this entire connection forward with undeniable momentum. Meanwhile, the High Priestess revealed that Aries sensed this shift long before words were ever spoken. The Seven of Cups reflected all the confusion and emotional noise happening inside you, while the Queen of Swords showed Aries still trying to stay grounded and emotionally clear through all of it. Then the Ace of Cups appeared like emotions that could no longer stay contained. The Six of Swords showed this person slowly leaving behind the version of themselves that always avoided vulnerability. And the Page of Cups revealed the softest, most sincere side of them that they tried so hard to hide. The Knight of Pentacles brought real effort. The Two of Wands showed that they've already chosen the direction their heart wants to move toward, and the Eight of Wands accelerated everything faster with each passing day. The Lovers opened the deeper emotional truth of this connection. The Nine of Cups showed that Aries has quietly become what this person truly wants. And the Four of Wands carried the energy of a connection that no longer wants to remain temporary. Then the Sun appeared like light, finally breaking through after such a long period of uncertainty. And the Ten of Pentacles brought the feeling of stability, of a future this person is beginning to imagine Aries staying inside for a very long time. And honestly, my favorite thing about this entire reading is this. Not a single card here carries the energy of walking away. If anything, everything seems to be moving closer together. Slower in some moments, more intense in others, but still moving in the same direction. And it truly feels like this person may not be able to keep all of these feelings locked inside much longer.